There are 23.7 million things housed inside the Central Public Library in Copley Square. Let's go inside and take a look and see what we can find or misplace. Research and special collections make up the vast majority of it, coming in at 22 million books, rare books, manuscripts and archives, and all kinds of other historical artifacts and tchotchkes. So it may not be too surprising that after an 8-week search, the missing Rembrandt and Dürer were found 80 feet away, which may not seem like a great distance, but this is what 80 feet looks like in the Central Public Library in Copley Square. 25 feet, 50 feet, and 75 feet. Another 5 feet, I'd have to get behind the camera. So if you put 80 feet of stacks in that space with just individual prints, we're talking a vast amount of material. Thing is, if no one is looking for something in particular, no one knows it's missing. Let's see just how easy it is to misplace an item here in the Boston Public Library. Now, depending on how sought after this book or manuscript or piece of artwork is, it could take weeks, months, or a really long time until it's finally located. And it's a common occurrence, especially in collections that aren't referenced regularly. In fact, it's so common that it's impossible to quantify just how often things go missing.
There are a lot of reasons why we don't really know what the quantity is, because either things are not used, not consulted for a period of time, and maybe a couple of years, maybe a couple of decades or more, and all of a sudden somebody wants to look at it and it's not there.
It also doesn't look good for an institution when stuff goes missing. The Rembrandt and Dürer, they were found 80 feet away. When you first heard that, what was your reaction? You weren't that entirely surprised?
I wasn't totally surprised. It's the kind of thing that can happen.
The same thing can happen in relation to thefts, where an institution discovers that something has been stolen, and for many years, they would say nothing.
The reason for that is, in most cases, was because they didn't want to damage their own reputation with donors or with other people out there. As a consequence, what happened is those things that were missing one way or another stayed missing.
In the library world, providing access to the public and keeping those materials secure is a balancing act. There are security measures like asking for photo IDs, not allowing bags and notebooks into certain collection areas, and strategically placing mirrors. But libraries are increasingly digitizing rare materials.
Because the materials now are online, a lot of people may not have known that those even existed. So now all of a sudden we're getting people coming in to look at collections that they didn't know existed.
It also means alerting thieves. It's a catch-22 every library faces when trying to expand accessibility while also adding security. Cristina Quinn, WGBH News.